Okay, you have an old Ford and you're very disappointed with the fuel economy it's getting. Well, I'll go down the list in this video from the most obvious thing you can do and the less obvious thing you can do to save fuel in these things. Alright, first most obvious things. Tune-up. Cap, rotor, plugs and wires. Air filter and gas filter on the frame. Another one is tires. Maintain your tire pressure. These are car tires, P rated for passenger cars, and minimum for these is 32 psi. On this truck, since it's a truck, I run these, the front ones at 35 psi and the back ones at 32, because the back ones tend to wear it more in the middle, being run at 35 because there's no weight in the back. Another thing about tires that will decrease your fuel economy is the width. Wider your tires are, the more rolling resistance you have, the less MPG you'll get. Also tire height. The higher your tire, the more fuel economy you'll have because it raises your gearing. The smaller the tire is, the lower your gearing is, so the faster the engine will be turning at highway speeds. Another minor thing could be your belt-driven accessories on the engine, like the power steering. If the power steering is low on fluid, that makes it harder to turn, so thus making more load on the engine. The alternator, well, let's say you're just parked somewhere idling because it's winter and you want to keep your heater on and whatnot, to put less load on your alternator, shut your headlights off. Another one a lot of people don't pay attention to is your axle, your rear axle. If that is low on fluid, that causes, well, not only wear, but it causes friction and heat, thus causing more rolling resistance. So maintaining your rear end is also important too. Another good one for winter is plugging in your block heater. Preheating your engine block. Instead of just starting it really cold and letting it idle for like 10 minutes to let it warm up, you plug it in and you could almost drive off right away. Carrying extra weight will reduce your MPG. A good way to reduce the weight of your vehicle is, well, to shorten the box. Now for a pickup truck, there are a lot of heavy things that you should carry in case you need it yourself or you need to help someone out. This being some chains, booster cables, and rope. And a couple of tools. Another good way to save on gas is when you're driving down the highway. Let's say the speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour, which is 62 miles an hour. Instead of driving the speed limit, drive below the speed limit. Like me, most of the time when I'm not in a hurry, when the limit is 100, I drive 90, which is 55 miles an hour. When I'm just going to a friend's house or something like that, I'm never in a hurry. So if you have cruise control, use it. Cruise control is an excellent gas saver. Another one you might not think about is alignment. If your truck or car is out of alignment, it'll decrease your fuel economy. Another good one is when you're approaching a stop. Don't just slam the brakes at the last minute. One thing I like to do is when you see the stop ahead sign, let off the gas. By the time you end up at the stop sign, you don't have to brake that much, and the speed just goes down. When you take off from a stop, you don't need to floor it, just take off real nice and smooth. So that's just a few of them. There are many other things that will affect gas mileage in these old Fords. Some being the engine itself, some the transmission, the driveline. This truck is a good example. Having only a 3-speed transmission with no overdrive, so that's really hard on gas, especially on the highway because the engine is revving a lot higher. And the rear end has 355 gearing, so that's even worse. And also this Ford is a 6-cylinder 4.9 liter inline 6, and these engines by nature are very hard on gas. So don't expect buying a 6-cylinder and expecting to save really much on gas, because you're not. These fuel injected 300s are unbelievable on gas. Now a lot of people don't even realize it, but the biggest impact on fuel economy in any vehicle is that skinny pedal. You're the one basically who's deciding how much MPG you're gonna get. But if you really want to save on gas, just walk, you lazy bastard.